What's happening, everyone? I really have been struggling to make videos lately, so I wanted to just give you a little rundown of what's been going on because I've been kind of overwhelmed a little bit. Let's just start right away with the old Dana 60. I have not touched that thing since the day I finished those gears and posted that video. I'm not gonna lie, I've had intentions on starting that swap, and it's just back burnered. It's just every time I turn around, I got something else I have to do. And now I'm at the point where I've got a couple of runs that I need my Jeep for in like a month, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait. So November, after I go to the Badlands, that's when we're gonna do it. I just decided, you know what, let's just use the thing a little bit. I have to get it off of this stand because now I've got this sitting here. This is a Wagoneer Dana 44 out of my friend Ron's Jeep. If you remember when we went to Badlands last year, this was the one up on jack stands. Like the minute he got there, the rear end blew up.
Flashback.
He literally didn't even make it out of the parking lot and his pinion blew up. I don't know what's going on with it, but we got a little side quest. So, pinion's blown up. Got the shafts pulled, everything's out. They're going to get parts right now, and we're going to try to slam this back together. It's a Wagoneer Dana 44.
End of flashback.
And so he's got all the stuff to fix it. He asked if I could help, so I'm going to do the gears. So we've got all the stuff right here. So I need to get that somewhere and then get that onto there and kind of clean this garage out. This whole pile needs to go, so I got some room to work. I've just been so busy, like I said. I do have probably 3 videos banked, and I just haven't had time to edit. I just built some super heavy duty drive over fenders on the car trailer. I've been putting that one off for 2 years. It took me a month to finish them out in the driveway, fighting wind when I'm trying to welding in the rain. But I just finished the thing today. It's done, so I'm gonna get going on editing that. I also have the second part of the Michigan trip that we did, which again, those types of videos, man, they just take so long to edit. There was a time I did a video every week, but I was like really trying to get this thing to grow, and it's been like 3 years now, and I've kind of realized it's never gonna explode. I'm just not that popular, and it's really hard to commit that much time to doing this. It's like it's fun, I enjoy doing it, I enjoy making the videos, but I just can't put as much effort into it as I used to, especially when I work as hard as I do and as many hours as I do. It's like I only have so much time in the day. I got kids, I just got stuff to do. I did just pick up this new pressure washer, which was nice. I did the whole driveway. You can see it still looks kind of rusty from all the grinding and all the work on the trailer, and all that metal dust sat on the ground, and it rained and just turned everything super rusty, but it looks a lot better. I just got to hit it with some sort of a detergent, I think. But anyway, here's the old girl right here. I actually took it for a drive. I've only had this thing out of the garage like twice this year, and it's running pretty good. Everything's good to go. I did notice I've got some work to do up here. The last time I went wheeling, I noticed it put a bunch of marks in here, and I'm rubbing pretty bad on this when I get super flexed out. So I need to trim more of this away, which I haven't trimmed this since I was on 35s and a 3-inch lift, and it's always worked. But when I upgraded from 37s to these 39.5s, it was starting to get into it a little bit. And actually, I just noticed today that I've got the same thing back here. You can see these lines all the way around the tire, so somewhere on here when I got stuffed it was cutting, so I'm just gonna have to go around the whole thing and just buzz some more off of these fenders. Luckily I never gave a shit about this, and all I ever did was just cut it, so it's nothing fancy. It's real easy to just take more. Now if you look over there, you see the old Land Rover and the Rusticon, but if you look at the Rusticon, I got me some new 35s and some Method bead grips, and I just think it looks pretty sweet with that color combo, the bronze and the maroon. For the longest time, the whole plan for that thing was to flip it, but I've just been driving it and loving it, and I've decided I'm just keeping it. To hell with it. Before I take this thing wheeling again, I'm so tired of not having a front locker. I'm going to sacrifice the Yukon Duragrip that I have in here. It just isn't tough enough to turn these tires the way I want it to, so I'm gonna weld this diff just so the next 2 times I go wheeling I've actually got some freaking traction up here. I'm super stoked to get that Dana 60, and I just really haven't had the time. Let's walk way over there. There's my truck and trailer. I'll give you a sneak peek of those fenders I just did. It's so bright out here, it's so hard to show it, but these are the fenders I just built. And now that I'm done, I see some ways that I would have liked to have done this differently, but what's done is done. It's dusty because I had to go down a gravel road yesterday, but I had it all painted, but then came back and added this extra support. So I got square tube from the frame, and I actually plated the frame with 1/4-inch plate so that it wouldn't like bend in on the frame. But 1/8 inch diamond plate, good lord, so hard to keep this camera exposed right. Got these little decks right here, put some extra tie downs on there, a little bit more of an approach back here. I ran out of diamond plate, so I had to like patch 2 pieces together. And then I went around the whole trailer and just gave it a quick coat of, it's all tractor paint, but overall it looks pretty good. If I could do it again, I probably wouldn't make such a steep approach. I'd bring this out more, but you know, I was just thinking, hey, 45, that'll work good. Wasn't really thinking at all. I was just trying to get it done. But all in all, turned out pretty good. So this entire backing plate is 3/16, so this thing's definitely able to hold up some weight. On the bottom of these, I did put a little gusset there, but I forgot to do one over here, so I got to go back at a later date and gusset this one down to the frame. But I'm pretty sure that I could probably park 2 vehicles up on this thing. Another flaw, I loaded an F-150 on here yesterday, and it's 84 inches between the fenders. Whacked it right here with the running board and scraped it a little bit, and these are so high that if certain cars, like the door on the F-150 opened above this, but I bet you small cars, like you wouldn't even be able to open the door unless you pull forward in front of it. And it's only a 16-foot deck, so there's not a lot of room. Like the F-150 was hanging off the back, the tires were right at the back ledge, so you know, not perfect, but it's better than not having fenders. God dang, she just looks so good sitting here in the yard. I think we need to go for a drive. Believe it or not, I've actually been making some headway on the old Land Rover here. You can see the hood's kind of still popped. It's got a dead cylinder, number 1, and I've ruled a few things out at least, so I don't know if that counts towards something. But it's been sitting here dead for 2 years, and it's about high time I get that thing going. I don't think it has the slipped liners, and I pulled the plug out, and the piston looks incredibly good. The spark plug looks good. So the next step is to throw a spark tester on the plug and see if that coil pack's either gone bad or something for some reason isn't sparking, because it just will not fire at all. And also do a compression test while I'm at it. So I want to know which video you guys want to see first, because after I put this video out, I got to start editing one of the other ones I have. So you want to see the car trailer video or the second half of the Michigan trip that we did? Leave it down below. I'm actually kind of stoked to get going on this. I've been and I really enjoyed doing the gears in that one, so I've been wanting to do another one. So we're gonna do this one, and the only reason we're doing them is because the old stuff got chewed up. It's not about re-gearing it, it's just replacing, really. And I'm gonna ask him if he wants some other stuff done, like maybe get his tubes welded to the housing so he doesn't spin a tube. I don't know, we'll see. I'm not gonna charge him anything for doing this. So when we go on this trip to the Badlands, he's like our camp chef, and he cooks the best food. So that right there is payment enough for me to get his rig going. Another thing I've been fighting is the transmission on my truck. I don't know, something's going on with it. It's not shifting right. And it all started one day. I pulled up from work, threw it in reverse to back up in front of the house, and it like shuddered. It felt really weird, and I got out and had blown a line to the cooler, and I just put that cooler on last summer. It's brand new, and it is transmission fluid rated hose, but I did get it off of Amazon, so who knows, but maybe something poked it, I don't know. But I lost a bunch of fluid, and when I filled the fluid back up, it just has not driven the same since. It's like got really lazy shifts. I mean, let's be real, I've towed thousands and thousands of miles on a 4L60, so, and that truck has 225,000 miles or something like that, so you know, it's bound to be on its last legs. But it's kind of sad because I've put so much money into that truck. I don't really want to upgrade and get rid of it. I feel like I'll just lose my ass. Like, I re-geared it to 456, so I've got, you know, $1,500 in gears and labor into that. But that's kind of what's forced my hand to start driving the JK more, and I said, you know what, to heck with it, I'm buying tires, I'm keeping it. I've got the Ranger, it's running pretty good. It's got some front end problems, but you know, I can handle that stuff. And that thing is going to be my winter driver because I cannot I will not drive the Rusticon in the winter anymore. The thing has seen enough salt, and I've done so much rust repair I'm not doing anymore. And maybe one of these days I'll show you, I've done a bunch of stuff to that thing that I haven't really filmed because the videos never really did that good on that thing. But I mean, it has a new tailgate, Terraflex tire carrier, it's got the wheels and tires, put like a coolant bypass thing because it felt like I was getting hot air in the cab all the time, but it turns out it's just heat soak. But one of the other cool things I got right here, this is Terraflex monster steering for it, and we had a customer vehicle at work. For whatever reason, we put different steering on it. They threw this out, so I took it home. The steering joints were a little loose, but on this Terraflex monster stuff, it's adjustable. There's set screws here. There's a tool that goes in the end, and you can tighten them up to take the in-out play out of it. So basically, that steering kit is like $800, and I got it for free. Worst case scenario, if I have to replace any of these joints, you can replace them. There's a snap ring, and they just press out of here. They're like $99 a piece, so that's one of the things that's going to be going on it. If I'm not mistaken, I might have got the track bar too. I know the drag links over here. Yeah, I got the drag link and a monster track bar, which those are like $400, and it was in fine shape. I don't know why this person just bought all new stuff, but they did. Also, going to give you a quick update on some things I have coming up. So as you guys know, I'm a trail guide for Onyx. So I'm not like one of their sponsored YouTube people. I just signed up to be a trail guide so I can add maps to, or add trails to the map basically. And they are looking for people to map a few off-road parks, and one of them happens to be the Badlands, my home park. I guess you could say it's like a contract deal. I am going to be getting compensated for it, so that is in 2 weeks. So I'm actually taking a 3-day weekend, and I'll beat the Badlands. I'll probably bang out a video while we're there, and I think I'm going to take the JK. I just feel like I'll be able to get around the park quicker, be able to have some AC, because I'm not really there to play. I'm just there to map, and they want waypoints, they want trails, and if you've been to the Badlands, there's really not marked trails, so I'm not sure how I'm going to go about that. There's a couple, like blue trail, orange trail, stuff like that, but mostly it's like an open, go where you want type play area. But they want it mapped, and I'm the guy that's going to do it. Don't forget, we got shirts, hats, stickers, all that stuff on the website. Thanks for checking out the video, and see you next time.